This is fascinating though, because this is actually completely backwards. And while our definition of having means having in the physical world, to the universe, having is not about anything physical. It's not about the object or the circumstance. It's about the energy you are embodying right now. So this video is definitely for those of you who are just frustrated with your lack of progress or what you perceive as your lack of progress. But I'm going to share with you a unique point of view that can not only explain where you are at right now, but can give you the clear path forward to actually getting in the 3D world what it is that you actually want. And it all comes down to this, a simple definition. And here's what it is. To you, you're frustrated because you look around and you don't have what you want. To you, having means having something physically. But here's the fascinating thing. The universe's definition of having is very different. In this video, I'm going to break these differences down for you, because the truth is, whatever you want, no matter how big or small, and no matter how long it hasn't been in your life, no matter how long you've been frustrated, you can decide right now, in this very moment, to have it, if that's what you truly want. And before we dive in, if you haven't already, I'd love for you to join our newsletter and join our growing community. There are links below, and if you sign up right now, you'll get one of my popular guided meditations absolutely for free. So with that, let's get started. So first, let's talk for a moment about frustration. We've all been frustrated before with people, places, events, anything. We've all been there. And it all has to do with not getting what we want. Things aren't going our way. Or maybe bad things happen to us. Maybe things happen to us, but it's the opposite of what we wanted. Sometimes tragic things, sometimes scary things. And the problem with this energetically is that we look around, we say it's not here yet, or we say, look at that thing, I don't want that thing here, and yet here it is. And in each case, by focusing on what isn't there, or by focusing on what is there but we wish it weren't there, we're actually amplifying both things. The thing that's in our life that we don't want, but it's there, the stress, the negativity, we feed it more energy by focusing on it. In the same way, the money, relationship, success, whatever that we want that is not there, by focusing on the fact that it's not there, we amplify it's not being there. You see how this works? We're feeding both scenarios with our energy. And so in each scenario, we're actually reinforcing either the negative thing being there or the positive thing lacking. And the problem is, the more that we chase the physical evidence of what we want to be there, the more we focus on that lack and not having, the more we have of the not having. So we're actually amplifying the lack. So now just stick with me, because I want to introduce another concept. So we've talked about frustration, and it's a normal thing. We've all been there. Maybe you're there right now. We've all experienced plenty of letdown and frustration in our lives. Now I want to get a little bit esoteric, but not too much. So looking at this world as an illusion, the physical world that's around us as a dream, an illusion, a simulation in many ways. Think of this 3D world as a projection, as a dream, as a simulation. So everything you see around you is really a delayed reflection of what's going on internally. I mean, there's so much wisdom and knowledge about this if you want to dive in, but essentially everything that we see around us, it's a reflection of something going on internal. The internal is the cause, the outside world is the effect. And so the things that we want, the car, the house, the money, the relationship, whatever, these are just like shadows of something internal. And if you're constantly looking outward for fulfillment, then you're setting yourself up to be disappointed. Because even if you manage to manifest every single thing that you want in your life, the car, the relationship, the success, the money, this and that, things are going to happen. I mean, that's just life. People are going to get sick. Tragic things are going to happen. You know, you can lose a job, you can lose money. Life is just up and down that way. And so if we put all of our focus on the external world and we're trying to manage things in like the perfect arrangement to make ourselves at peace and stay happy, we're just setting ourselves up for failure. So now let me combine these. So we talked about frustration, and now we talked about the world, the physical world, as a simulation, a dream. But also, this is important, the world of effect, because again, everything is you pushed out. The world is a reflection of what's going on internally, and that's true on an individual level, and it's also certainly true on a collective level. So now let's put these two ideas together, frustration, but also this idea of the world being, the physical world being a reflection. So now let's tie it all together. So we get frustrated. We've all been there. We look out into the world, some things we want, some things we don't want there. Some things we want and they're there, some things we want and they're not there yet. We get frustrated. And we're frustrated because in the case of the things we want, we look around and we don't see them. Because to us as human beings to have, when we say, I have something, we mean that we can point to it. And we can say, there's my car. There's the person I'm in a relationship with. There's the money in my bank account. So we're looking to the physical world for reassurance. And once we see the result in the physical world that we want, then we say, okay, now I have it. This is fascinating though, because this is actually completely backwards. And while our definition of having means having in the physical world, to the universe, having is not about anything physical. It's not about the object or the circumstance. It's about the energy you are embodying right now. If I ask you, if you have a specific kind of car, if I say, oh, do you have like this type of car, specific make and model? The answer is yes or no. Like, yes, I have one. I have the paperwork, it's in my garage. Or no, like I don't have that. Like I don't have that car at all. I don't want to buy that. It's a very clear-cut thing. Like we either have things or we don't. Again, our view is very physical. But again, to the universe, the physicality doesn't matter. Because again, physicality is the world of sort of a big dream and simulation. All that matters to the universe is the energy. So if you feel right now that you have that vehicle, you have that car, to the universe, you already have it. It doesn't matter whether it's in your garage or not, whether you have it or not. But if you're thinking and feeling the emotions right now of having that car, or having, apply it to whatever in your life, then energetically you're in alignment with it. You see how this works? It's not about the physical, which is the world of effect. It's about the energetic aspect to all of it. It's a very different way of looking at it. And again, to us, we say, do we have it? Well, do I have it physically? Can I go touch it? Well, then I have it. But to the universe, none of that matters. To the universe, it's what energetic state are you in? Are you embodying right now the frequency of someone who has those things? If so, you have it. According to the universe's definition, you have it. According to your definition, maybe not. But it's two very different definitions of having. And there's so much confusion and frustration that arises from this. And one more thing I want to share with you on this topic. If you come away with nothing else from this video, remember this. It actually works in a way that to us seems backward. We think that when we get the car, when we get the relationship, when we get the money, that then when we can physically see those things in our physical reality, that, okay, now we can relax, now we can be at peace, and now we can feel the emotions associated with having those things in our life. Again, this is where the frustration comes in. The frustration is because we look around and these things aren't here, but we want them to be here. And we think that, if we just work hard enough, that these things will come into our life. And when they do, then we can feel those emotions, those good, positive emotions that we hope to gain from having them. But that's not how it works. It's actually the opposite. And this gets into, again, the physical being the world of effect and the cause being internal. What you have to do, again, because this is the way the universe sees it, you have to align yourself energetically first, internally, energetically, emotionally, and be in that frequency. And then second, it will show up in the 3D reality. So as far as the universe is concerned, we, as human beings, for the most part, have had it backwards all this time. We've thought that by just focusing on the physical and working hard and, just doing more and more, that we'll eventually get what we want. But no, it's about what to many of us seems backward, that you focus first internally. You give yourself the thing internally first, so that then it can be reflected back to you externally. Isn't it beautiful? It's really cool, but man, I think so many people could save themselves so much frustration if they learn to see things in this way. So now really quickly, how do you actually embody this shift? It's super simple. And it's probably just counterintuitive to what you thought. It's really just sort of rearranging the steps. First, catch yourself when you're seeking validation outside. Every time that you're feeling that frustration, oh, it's not here yet. Use that to help bring you back. And whenever you feel that frustration, give yourself the thing internally. Give yourself internally the emotions of having that thing right now. So again, it's counterintuitive to what we've all been taught in a way, but every moment that you catch yourself, that you're seeking something and some kind of proof outside, pull yourself back in and give yourself that thing internally. And then second, just embody the vibration of that version of you who already has what you want, who already has it right now. And live in that end state of having it, of operating from that place and feeling the emotions of that version of you who already has everything. And then finally, just trust the process. You can get to a point, I can tell you this, like I've been there. You can get to a point where you're so fulfilled internally that you don't really care whether things show up in the external world or not. That might sound crazy to some of you, but it's really all about like ourselves and inside of us. And when you can get to a place where you feel the emotions of having what you want, you'll find that the external world and whether or not something shows up doesn't really matter to you much, if at all. So that's the process. That's how you can apply this. Every time you get frustrated over something not being here, use that as a reminder to pull yourself back and to give yourself that thing right now in this present moment internally, the emotions that you associate with having that thing in the physical world. So to wrap all of this up, instead of seeing frustration as a failure, then focusing on the failure and amplifying the failure, instead use it as a signal, tap into it, and realize that whenever that comes up, it's an opportunity. It's an opportunity to shift your mindset and learn how to follow the sequence in the appropriate way. Stop like working against the universe. That's just the way the universe is. You can either learn its laws and choose to follow them and make your life a lot easier, or keep suffering and keep doing things in the wrong order and keep having the same results. So look, I didn't make the rules. I mean, that's just the way it is. But stop waiting for the reflection, the simulation to change first. And instead, be the version of you who already has it right now. And then it'll be reflected back to you. And keep in mind this important distinction when it comes to the definition of having. Really key difference there. And as always, I hope you found this helpful. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.